Hello, good morning. Good morning. I'm not sure if you saw it, but before it said going live, I know sometimes it shows me and my coffee was really hot. So excuse the little intro there of me burning my mouth on my hot coffee, but good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's called Teacher Casey, and I talk about all things teaching, lesson planning, what teachers are up to these days, how I can help teachers, how we can help each other. So, this month or this week is all about lesson planning for March. So, we have the themes and what's going on in March, some things that I have taught, will teach, and have taught in the past. Classes out there. So, stay tuned for all of it. We've got a lot to cover, but I think it's going to be fairly short. I say that, and. Okay, on my end, it looks like I keep freezing. Can someone let me know, am I freezing? Because it's saying that my YouTube is fine, excellent, but when I'm looking at my YouTube, I feel like I'm freezing. So can you let me know? All right, let's get started. I've got some notes here. So if you're looking for fresh, exciting lesson plan ideas, stay tuned here. Exploring the vernal equinox, spring, celebrating St. Patrick's Day, Women's History Month, just lots and lots of things to chat about. So, fellow educators, let's see, where am I in my notes? Because I like to use my notes in like bulleted points, but not necessarily read them verbatim. So, all right, so let's kick off March with an exploration of its significance. So some people like to teach what is March, what do we have in March, what happens in March, the vernal equinox, when is it, when is spring, um, celebrations and holidays. So there's so much in March. When I went to some of my calendars, I want to put my friends up here so I can see. Hmm. Oh, thanks. It happened twice for you. Yeah, twice for me too, Rebecca. You thought it was you. Okay, no, apparently it's on my end. But thanks for letting me know. So when I went to my notes, plans from, a couple years ago and things, I was kind of searching for not just St. Patrick's Day, but what was I teaching? What were we into at that time? So some of the things for March at this time was the at family. So for kindergarten, we do letters and then we go to word families and things like that. So it was an at family, cat, bat, hat. And then we did add and an family. And then we did app and ag family. So those were a couple weeks in March, what we were working on. And as far as St. Patrick's Day, I know people are looking for cool ideas, and I thought this was great. If you are going to send this home, it would have to be really soon. But I used to have this due any day between March 11th and March 15th, and we did show and tell every day that week so kids could do their project. So I sent home March family project, and the students had a choice. Did they want to design a rainbow or did they want to create a leprechaun trap? For the rainbow, I attached a little rainbow just on cardstock, and they just used their imaginations and were creative. They could color. Some just colored it in and called it good. Some families love these family projects, others did not. Some did them, some didn't, but if they really didn't, usually they would at least color the rainbow. You could use as many different items for the art colors, like some used yarn, some used cloth, some used Skittles, markers, beads, magazine pictures. So just you want the parents to encourage their child's creativity, offer them ideas, have them cut, color, glue things, use those fine motor skills. So that was always a lot of fun. Or their second option was the leprechaun trap. Some students and families really got into this. So here was my directions. And I found this years and years and years ago, so I do not know where it came from originally. But the leprechaun trap should be no larger than a shoebox. It needs to have at least one moving part to trap the leprechaun. Keep in mind how you will attract the leprechaun to your trap, as well as how you will entice him to go in your trap. Be clever, smart, and tricky. Build the trap using nails, glue, string, or etc. to make your trap leprechaun tight. Don't make it too big. Remember, you're catching a tiny leprechaun, not a giant. Be ready to explain how your trap works. You will use your trap to demonstrate. Hint, leprechauns are tricky fellows. They like shiny things. They are often naughty and disobey signs. I can specifically remember a student using fake little gold coins and a sign that was opposite of what he wanted the leprechaun to do so that the leprechaun would disobey the sign. They would ignore it. It was so cute. You should see their faces when they come in and do their presentations in front of everybody. So the rainbows we would hang up around the room, and the leprechaun traps we would set up on the desks. So I would set them up and I would use things to make like little leprechaun footprints. I would like make all the traps go off so that the leprechauns look like they took something or did something. And it was just so much fun, and the kids just loved it. So I know some people are against doing St. Patrick's Day in the classroom. I do it as just a fun, wear your green, come eat green snacks, October I always did orange snacks. March I did green snacks. It was just a fun little thing to get the kids' imaginations going and to have a little bit of fun. So, any ideas for St. Patrick's Day? Put them in the chat box below, or even if you're watching the replay, we would love to make a list and even have it for next time. So that was our March. I'm going to close that out so I don't keep clicking on it. I already talked about the families, the word families. Okay, so for March, the first week of March, we did Dr. Seuss. This year, it's the 2nd through the 6th, I believe. In our school, we always did it for the 1 week. So the 2nd, but the kids aren't here, then Monday through Friday, we would do it unless we had like a teacher day. Our school always ended with like a character parade or some kind of parade for the kids. So all week we would read Dr. Seuss books or read any books. And then either they would dress up as their favorite character, trying to think of the different years, their favorite character from a book, they would carry it. Some teachers did it an in-class thing where they all wore, like one year we all wore Dr. Seuss mustaches or something. So every year was just something different, but a little bit of fun for the kids. So let's see. What a fun idea. Thanks. Why are people against it? Like I saw it on some Facebook groups recently. I hadn't seen it before, but somebody posted, if you knew the real meaning, you wouldn't be doing this, and just things like that. So at my Christian school, we watched the Veggie Tales video on the origin of St. Patrick. Oh, cute. Kelly, I didn't really get into reading all what she was posting because some of those things I just look and scroll. I know a lot of them would make good good topics on this channel, but sometimes I just can't people. Normally I'm such a people person, but there are days when I'm just like, I do not feel like listening to somebody complain today. But maybe they have a valid reason. I don't know. All right, so Dr. Seuss week is always fun. Another week in March we do is fairy tales and talk about what a fairy tale is and how can we tell it's a fairy tale. And then the following week we do nursery rhymes and we compare them. We do crafts with both of them. So I can remember doing 1, 2, buckle my shoe for nursery rhymes, and the kids all made a shoe and had to put a little buckle on it and they decorated their shoe. Another one was way up high in an apple tree, I believe it was called. And we made like they look like sun catchers, but it's all out of paper, and they were apples, and we hung them up on the window. So when the sun shone through, you would see it. It was just so cute. I love color. I love fun things. So anything to get those kids moving and creative, right? I am not so creative. So I love seeing the kids be creative and try to foster that and bring that out of them. People get offended by everything these days. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. And I think that's partly why I get so worried about um, controversial topics. And a lot of times I'm in the middle and I'm not sure which side I lean. Um, and then I'm always afraid to offend somebody. So another thing for March is farm animals, right? Animals that are having their babies. Man, we should have added Mindy's video of her little kids being born, her goats. She's got all new baby goats. Um, so farm animals are always fun for March. And because you're starting to talk about spring and gardening and fun things like that. So also all through March, we're always working on our writing workshop. And I don't know how many of you know the Daily Five. I should do a video on it someday. I love it. And, in December, we talk about writing about pets and labeling the pictures. And then in January, they start using a lot of the lined paper and drawing a picture and a sentence to go with it. And then in February, they write one sentence, and then they check the word wall for certain spellings. And then in March, ask questions to expand one sentence in their writing. So now they're expanding on their writing. So that was another thing in March. So you want to keep adding on to what they're learning. I told you this was going to be more than St. Patrick's Day. I'm actually looking at some of my lesson plans and loving it. Oh, Baba Black Sheep. We did a sheep project too. Yes. So every day during nursery rhyme week, we did a nursery rhyme and then a small project that they could finish. Super cute. Yeah. Writing lessons. Okay, so that week we had 4. So read aloud nursery rhymes, slide a day. All right. So that was that week. On another one, we did Irish dancing. The Irish dancers from our school, the kids that are in Irish dance would come and do not a concert. What do you call it? I mean, like a little concert during school, and they would practice and show off what they've been learning. So that was always fun too. I'm closing things as I read them so I don't bore you guys. So, let's see, week by week. March. We talked about Dr. Seuss week. There's so many. St. Patrick's Day, 17th. We did our Terra Nova testing during March, which was just another set of testing. That's what they called it. Yeah, Library Day. That's always fun. All right. Let me scroll up. Let's see. We talked about the spring, St. Patrick's Day, Women's History Month. So what I wanted to mention for Women's History Month is my friend Kelly, who's actually in the chat right now. She has a link to studyguide.com. Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong. I added it to the bottom. So it is an affiliate link. It is not my affiliate link, but she has found some great lesson plans, or not lesson plans, but resources for March. She also has a video. I put her channel on there so you can find her March resource video. But go to her link and check out all the things that you can find on like Women's History Month. I thought was a great idea for that one. Let's see. I'm sure there's weather and seasons. A lot of times you do weather and seasons in, well, multiple times a year, but it's great for, that whole, what do they say? What is it? In like a lion, out like a lamb. Now I can't think of it. I know I have it in my notes. But it's a lot of rain in the spring and things like that. What they can expect, what's coming up, explain the changes in the weather and nature. Reading the little weather charts, just kid-friendly ones. We would pull it up on my phone or on the smart board and show the kids. Importance of gardening, making sure that's not Kelly messaging me like saying I said the wrong website, but it's not her. So let's see. Kelly, anything else on that? Let me know. Yeah, Irish dancing was so much fun. But there's tons of resources, and she has a video all on it. So you'll want to check that out. Spring themed art projects. You can do flowers, butterflies, rainbows, like I mentioned earlier. We do a lot of that in April as well. But I love talking about butterflies and the life cycle. And, when you were a kid, did you ever like use the filter, coffee filters, and then you color it with marker, and then you spray it with water, and then you put like a little clothespin up there, and it made like a butterfly. I remember that project. I did it every year in school as well, or when I was a teacher and when I was a kid. Um, we talked about poems, writing poems about March and things like that. Reading lots and lots of books. St. Patrick's Day. I have a video that I'm going to be making about all the St. Patrick's Day books. Not all of them because that would be impossible, but some fun ones for the classroom that I liked. Exploring rainbows, light refraction and colors. Speaking of rainbows, Rebecca, do you still have your rainbow classes? I do have a link to Rebecca's class. She is a teacher on OutSchool, and she has a lot of science for kids, and I just love it. March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb. Okay, that's what I thought, but I was kind of like, um, so check out her link below to some of her classes. She is going to have classes coming up about space, like exploration and things, because in April is the next solar eclipse. So Rebecca wants to show the kids about space and things before April 8th when the solar eclipse is coming. So check out her link too. It is an OutSchool link. It's not my affiliate link, but it is for teacher Rebecca's class. Yes, I need to open that rainbow class again. Yeah, that was so cool. Some of the fun things you were doing in that class. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but people can actually request one of your classes to come back, right? So if they're interested in that, maybe they can. I don't know, unless it used to be like that. We talked about plants and gardening, plant life cycle. I used to do a gardening class with my students, and we would keep it all year. It was great. Animal migrations, study of the birds and other migrating animals in March. Hibernation, animals are starting to wake up. So much fun. Literature, I talked about that. Weather experiments, local history, cultural celebrations. We talked about that. I do remember having a baked potato day. Was that this month? It must have been for St. Patrick's Day. We would have baked potatoes. We would have teacher baked potatoes, and our social committee would buy baked potatoes for everybody, and we would bring like a topping to share. Physical education, PE. Take advantage of the weather outside, whether you are a teacher, a homeschool teacher, a caregiver. Get those kids outside and moving if you can, when you can. I know it's messy, but jumping in puddles is a whole lot of fun. Kids love it, but make sure you have extra pair of shoes somewhere. Spring sports, talk about soccer, baseball, track and field, all kinds of fun things. So, whew, that was a lot of talking. Am I throwing way too much out there for you? Oh, we didn't even talk about shamrocks. I made a like YouTube script, and but I just, I love just talking. So like it says, science comes alive in March, but I'm more like, yeah, and then you can see the rainbows and all right. So that is it on all that. Also down below, I have a link to Evelyn Joy's channel. So those are the three teachers that come on my channel most often. I do have lots of awesome, amazing teachers that come on here. I may be having an author coming on here shortly for you guys, a children's author, but we'll talk more about that when or if it happens. But please check out Teacher Kelly Tagg's channel, Rebecca F. Online Teaching, and Evelyn Joy, as they support my channel almost every week. They're on here on Saturday, and when they're not, they're in the chat box or they're watching the replays. So please check out their channels and use Teacher Kelly's link, because I think you'll find some really great ideas on that study.com. Anything else I'm forgetting, guys? Feel free to let me know. I don't think so. I have let everybody know about my friends and their links on here. I think that's about it. 20 minutes. That's like a record. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy March. March is also my birthday month, so I'm just hoping for cheesecake. Let's just make that known. That's the so I hope everybody has an amazing day and amazing March, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming, guys. See you next time. It's only what? Oh, since we're not talking. Yeah.